Risks and hazards in the kitchen. Many injuries are simple cuts, scrapes, burns, and minor injuries, but even a minor injury is too much. Is it possible to work in the kitchen without ever getting injured? Considering all the surroundings and with the fast pace in the kitchen, to be aware of hazards and to implement safety measures, it will not necessarily make you slower, but might even allow you to optimize your time by making your job easier. The main purpose of this video is to demonstrate to you how safety is so important and how it can be applied so easily. Slips and falls. Is it only an accident or something that you can avoid? Pay attention on where you walk or what is under your feet. To think about the hazard and to be cautious can prevent the accident. When you spill or drop something, make sure you clean it or pick it up right after. Spills of water, spills of soap, dropped ice cubes, spills of oil or any kind of grease or any rounded thing can be extremely dangerous into a point that can make you fall or worse. To clean right after is a great way to avoid an accident, but the only way to really avoid it is if you are trained to be aware of the hazards. How to effectively clean spills. If water or ice, clean with a mop until it's dry enough. If necessary, dry it better with paper or a towel. If soap or any kind of grease, clean it first with a paper. Afterwards, use a type of powder, flour for instance, to absorb the grease. Clean it with a broom and mop it. Cuts and scrapes. The knives used in the job is an obvious hazard. When handling knives to cut food, to store them, to sharpen them, or even when cleaning them, do you think about safety? When you pick up a knife, use your good sense to utilize it. It's when you're not thinking about it that you normally cut yourself. What to do to prevent cuts and scrapes with knives or sharp objects. Be always attentive about where is the knife position related to you. Leave your knives sharp, but don't lay them around randomly in a way that can cause injuries. Store knives when you're not actually using them. Use the right knife for the job. Don't play around with sharp objects. Always use the safe hand position when using a knife. When carrying a knife, always point the tip downwards. When delivering a knife to another person, always hold the blade carefully so that the other person can hold it in the handle. Be careful when cleaning a knife and make sure that the blade is pointed away from you. Broken glass. If a glass breaks for some reason, be careful on picking it up and never use your fingers. Use a broom and a dustpan. Don't ever use a glass container to pick up ice cubes from the ice machine. If the glass breaks, it is an enormous danger. It would require a complete emptiness of the machine and a deep clean. Burns. It's really easy to get burned in the kitchen. There are a lot of hazards that can cause you severe burns, such as hot stoves, grills, steam tables, hot dishes, coffee or teapots, kettles, etc. To prevent being burned, use pot holders or gloves to handle hot food or utensils. Keep pot handles turned towards the stove to prevent accidental spills. When working on grease, such as on stoves or French fry machines, watch for grease splatters. Water and grease don't mix, so be really careful about not letting open containers with water in the surroundings of hot grease. And, when frying frozen food, make sure to carefully dip them in the tray and not throw them. Don't ever try to put out a fire that involves grease with water. Use a fire extinguisher or a towel instead to lower the fire. Electrical devices. Be attentive with electrical machines. If you ever notice that an electrical cable is broken or damaged, immediately inform the maintenance. Don't ever let the water containers nearby plugs. Electricity and water together can be deadly. Ergonomics in the kitchen. All the equipments and working stations need to be positioned in a logical way so that the staff can move around easily and effortless. Handling, carrying, and lifting. It is critical to know how to pick up heavy objects. General safety tips. Have a fire prevention training. It should be mandatory and paid by the company. Know where the fire extinguishers are located and keep track if they are functioning properly, charged, and clean. Maintain your workplace neatly cleaned and organized. Store flammable and combustible materials in safe cabinets or other approved storage areas. Know where the exits are located and make sure they are not blocked. Safety awareness is really the key to safety, and to report a possible hazard and making something to correct it can prevent accidents. If an accident occurs, report immediately to your supervisor or manager, even small injuries. Safety is up to you.